Hi there, this is Paul Thompson from Spitfire Audio. Very excited today to be able to show you a new library in our definitive range, and this is Swarm. It's we're calling it a mandolin swarm, but it's actually a kind of blend of mandolins, charangos, guitar leles, tenor ukes and ukuleles. 19 players in the big ensemble here, and then a small ensemble of 9 players, and the small ensemble is bonus material, so it's not quite as full featured as the big ensemble. Entirely separate sessions, so you can mix these together to make one gigantic ensemble if you want to, but let's leap straight in and I'll give you a play of what we've got here. So we're starting with the long tremolo. I've got 2 Decca trees up, and it sounds like this. So this is with the hard release. You've got 3 stages of release as you move through them. You can get a really long release here to give you a much more kind of gradual fade out at the end of the samples if you want that style of playing. So when you're playing chords changing in that way, you can hear that you get a slightly more blended sound. So that's a variable thing on there, which will help you out when you, depending on how, what kind of style you're playing in. So let's have a quick listen. I'm going to switch to the pluck, and we'll go through all of the microphones. We'll start with the tree, actually, as you've just heard that. We'll use the same mics up. So let's go through the individual mics and you can hear what they sound like. We've got the close mics. So as you can hear, each of these close mics has been placed between a pair of players. So you've got a nice stereo sound with them all blended together. We've got our first tree, sounds like this. We've got our ambient mic sounding like this. We've got our outriggers for that wide sound. We've got our second tree. And then we've got our gallery mics. So you can get a really great variety of sound in amongst those. We'll put something blending up like that. So we've got a variety of different things. We've got an alternate pluck here. Which is a nice alternate to the main sound. We've got a muted pluck, which is great for those. Really fabulous sound there. We've got there's a couple of effects. The long tremolo we heard before, and then we've got measured tremolos, which will time, if I sync to tempo here, these will exactly match the tempo that you're working at. So we've got 90 set in here at the moment, so you'll hear them. And I'll pull the release down for this one. And if we change the tempo of the host sequencer, let's put it up to 120. So you get the idea. We've also got this recorded at the higher tempo, so you can hear the difference if I just go straight in. So it's a slightly looser sound again. So you can use these. You can either use this one and play it more slowly as well to get a really looser sound, or you can use the one that's recorded at the lower BPM and play that at a faster BPM to get an even tighter sound. Because obviously the looseness will gradually disappear as you increase the BPM and the samples get compressed in time. So those are the articulations in the main big ensemble patch. Let's have a quick listen to the small ensemble patch. And we might as well put up a similar mix. So we've got, again, the long tremolo. And then we've got short. And then we've got our muted plug. So if we go back to load up the big ensemble, and let's put up the, actually let's go with the long trem. I'm just going to put up the tree mics on both, so we're listening to the same thing on both. Put them on the same MIDI channel. And then we'll hear both of these into one super big. We'll put the releases. I'll put the releases up so we get a nice tail on. And this is into one kind of super big patch. It's a really wonderful sound. Now, let's have a listen to the ensemble chords. So we'll get a mix up. So you'll see that we've got a variety of different chords set in here, and then these are arranged over the keyboard. So this is an aleatoric kind of strum. If we go to the minor version, we've got the dominant seventh, and the major seventh. We've got our major triads. Our minor triads. Minor seventh. Minor additional 9. And then sus4. So those are incredibly useful as well for really beautiful kind of a really beautiful kind of cloud of sound. So let's just go back to the big ensemble once more, and I'll just show you the dynamics available with the long trem. I'm going to put this on. Actually, let's listen to the most distant mics. So you can hear, even with that big group of players, we can get a really wide range of dynamic in there. So this is Swarm. This is the first of this range. It's our mandolin swarm with a few guest guitars in there. And I think you'll find this is a really useful alternative for those moments when you might use something slightly more traditional in an arrangement. And then if you kind of insert this in, it's one of those weird sounds that you can't quite work out what it is initially, especially if you're talking about the kind of muted pluck. You know, it's not a pizzicato. But it has a really interesting character and a really interesting kind of colour to the sound that I think you're going to find useful in arrangements. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's a new library, Swarm, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.